Hi and welcome, Kat from Sacred Soul Rising. So today I want to talk about what is happening in those reunions. Why are reunions taking place? I also want to talk about what is taking place in the separation and actually how you can see that this is bringing you closer into that union frequency. So the triggers happen, and the triggers and oscillations will happen in those reunions. When Divine Masculine comes back in, and you and your Divine Masculine are in that energetic frequency together in the 3D, because remember, on a soul level, you are one at every level. There is no merge taking place in that higher frequency. The merge takes place actually in the 3D. And it's not a merge how is often portrayed. It is a dance, the dance of the frequency, being able to hold that frequency so there's not that pushing and that repelling energy. So as the twins come back in together, there are light frequencies and light codings that are now being anchored in, that are now being integrated within the one frequency. But that frequency gets triggered very, very quickly because the twins are unable to hold the frequency without being triggered. And so once that triggering happens, instead of you chasing Divine Masculine, see it that now this is the gift. This is part of the journey where you go and do your work. You bring the focus back to you. You come into that higher frequency. You ascend into that higher version. Now, here is a key. Often there are things said and there are points made between you and the Divine Masculine when that energy is weaving in those reunions, which will give you a clue on where you need to work deeper on self. Divine Masculine will show you that darker shadow aspect of self, and it is up to you then to alchemize that into a higher version. It is in these separations where the true journey starts to take place, where you are able to come into your sovereignty, where you are able to alchemize it. And as you start to alchemize it, that is when you will then see those signs and synchronicities and have that deep inner knowing that Divine Masculine is on their way back. Remember, it's the soul that calls it in on this, not what you are doing in the 3D. The Divine Feminine is the spiritual twin. So your work is in the spiritual realm. Your work is to alchemize. Your work is to shift into a higher frequency. Where Divine Masculine, their work is a lot more earthed work. It's matrix work. And so they will weave in. And it is up to you then to hold the frequency. But if you're feeling triggered, instead of trying to ignore the trigger, step in, embrace the trigger and work with the trigger, because the trigger is the doorway to the next higher frequency. And as you move through each of the frequencies, you're able to hold the frequency and hold the energy with the Divine Masculine here in the 3D. So see each trigger as a doorway into a higher version of self. Remember that this is an awakening journey. With each shift that you make as the feminine, it ripples through to the masculine. Remember that twins have this umbilical cord that connects that heart-to-heart connection. As I always say, the feminine is working in the 3 higher chakras a lot of the time. The masculine is working in the 3 lower chakras. But where that connection is in the heart frequency. So always come back into heart, always come back into self, and know that this journey is always a forward moving journey. If you are truly a twin flame and you are truly on this journey, you are weaving, you are dancing through the journey with the divine masculine, and they follow your energy and frequency. So for example, if you as a feminine are thinking, well, I feel abandoned, they're betraying me, they're not doing anything, I need to know that this is truly my journey, you are looking outside of yourself. Instead, turn it around and go, okay, where can I stop betraying myself? Where do I need to stand more into my frequency and my sovereign self? Where do I need to look in aspects of myself where I have been abandoning myself? Where am I not fully showing up? Remember, that Kundalini that is activated is your life force frequency. Your life force frequency is in every aspect of your life. This is an activation. It is not just about love and romance and getting divine masculine. While ever you stay in that energy, you're in the lower frequencies, and actually you are keeping yourself locked in your pain. You're keeping yourself locked in a loop. This is about really reclaiming that power divine feminine, knowing and trusting in the journey, and knowing that once you're activated on the journey, neither twin can get off the journey. But the journey is always about coming back to self. It is not about patience. It is not about waiting. It is about fully coming into your sovereign being. And having that open heart, being open to everything that is coming into your world now. And if anything is showing up in that shadow aspect, dive into it and go, where can I go deeper with this? Where can I turn this and alchemize it from that fear into that love frequency? Because twins can never ever hold that one frequency when there is fear there, when there is lack there, when there is a lower vibration. This journey is there for you to reclaim all those lost aspects of self and come into your divine, beautiful power. It is your light that magnetizes divine masculine back in, not your fear, not your lack. That will hold you in a separation until you have done the true healing. And if you need more help and support on your journey, whether it's booking a one-to-one, whether it's joining Awaken to Consciousness, which is my group coaching, or maybe understanding the whole A to Z of the journey, so you can start to really shift on this journey, shift out of the pain, shift out of the looping, and reclaim your power, then my website is there. Everything is on my website. And if you're ready to go one further than that, then my Journey to Oneness is there, where you learn how to use your beautiful gifts, how to work with that Kundalini energy, how to see that this journey is the biggest gift that you have ever been catapulted on. And actually, this journey is taking you to a whole new way of being. I send you so much love. Have a blessed day. Many blessings.